fact that you guys are talking about business and giving business insights as well as such a great point to bring out with these sessions as well. So even business guys could join in on that end.
Welcome to the Tekitok podcast, where we embark on a journey through the ever-evolving realm of SAP and IT operations, automation, artificial intelligence, and cloud technologies. Whether you're an IT professional, a business leader, or simply curious about emerging technologies and industry insights, our episodes will be your compass in navigating this dynamic landscape with real-world experiences. Join us as we demystify complex concepts, explore innovative trends, and engage in stimulating dialogue with industry experts to empower you with insights that matter. The views expressed by our hosts and guests are their own and do not reflect the opinions of their respective companies. The producer of this Tekitok podcast assumes no responsibility for any public content, ideas, or recommendations shared.
Welcome to our Tuesday episode, and this one is a special one. Everyone watching this, hopefully you guys are gonna be entering this Thanksgiving week, so everyone's going to be off with turkey, and we want to get this out there early this week so that you're prepared. If you're heading to AWS reInvent today, we have a special guest. Joe is going to be here talking about this agenda that's been put in place for our SAP and AWS kind of focus topics that lots of hot things that are coming up. We wanted you to be aware, and maybe if you're planning your agenda to build that specifically so you get what you want out of the event, either online or in person or maybe hybrid, both. I know Mike and I are going to be there at the event as well. So without further ado, I wanted to kind of turn over to Joe and say, hey, Joe, we're very excited this year, of course, with the whole AI theme behind everything almost. So I know that SAP and AWS folks have been working hard to prepare some nice content. I wanted to get your take on what the agenda looks like and maybe give us some insights as to, hey, the hot topics.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks so much, Lynn. I really appreciate you having me on. I'm super excited to connect with the IT-Conductor community, talk about what to expect when it comes to SAP and AWS reInvent. And if you'll give me a second, I'll bring up a little slide that's going to help kind of show everyone all the sessions that we're going to have, and I can kind of talk through some of what to expect at the event. I've been at AWS for over 4 years. My name is Joe Barkley. I am the partner community lead for the worldwide SAP team. And I've spent all that time, all 4+ years, with the SAP team. And from my perspective, this is going to be the biggest reInvent for SAP yet. We're covering topics like Rise with SAP on AWS, how to use a modern data strategy to unlock insights from your ERP, and how to transform business processes with the SAP Business Technology Platform. As you can see up on the screen, just the number of sessions. If you are attending and you're strictly there for SAP, right? You're only there for SAP. You're not there for any of the other topics, any of the hundreds of topics, right? From our 200+ services, right? You're still going to have a full sessions. But you really need to get in and make sure that you are reserving your seats for those. That's really my call to action for folks, is to get into your session builder, reserve your sessions. We can talk a little bit about some of the ones, some of the SAP related sessions as we go through the talk today.
All right, so we got the website is reinvent.awsevents.com, right?
Yeah, head over there. If you are attending live in Las Vegas, hopefully you're already registered, but you can still register to attend the live event. But even if you're not, be sure to register for the virtual event. That gives you a chance to view the keynotes, and that's from our from Adam Solipsky, from our head of the partner organization, Ruba Borno, from Swami, from Werner Vogels as well. So those are really important. You're going to hear a lot of the kind of big announcements coming out of those types of events, and also the innovation talks. Those are pretty important too, pretty key to having an understanding of what 2024 and beyond looks like for AWS and for the cloud. So really encourage folks to, even if you're not attending in person, go to the website reinvent.awsevents.com, register for the virtual event.
That's great. Yeah, I think the good thing is, this is in the US, so folks in the US definitely you're on lifetime, but anywhere else you might want to like get that and maybe look at it later. But I see a lot of interesting topics here. Before we always get down to like what's new and on ABAP, and like this year, hey, ABAP SDK for AWS, right?
Yeah,
that's pretty new. 40 years old. Can you believe it? ABAP turned 40 years old. So
that's crazy. I saw some of the announcements and celebrations coming from SAP, but obviously still super relevant, right? So it's an area where we're making some investments.
Oh,
yeah,
great!
And I love the fact that you guys are talking about business and giving business insights as well as such a great point to bring out with these sessions as well. So even business guys could join in on that end.
Yeah, I see Samsung also, right? There's Samsung talking about their use case. I thought I saw a session.
Yeah, definitely. Now that's a company that really has to scale up, and it's especially pertinent now, right? Because it's Thanksgiving week. We've got Black Friday coming up.
Oh yeah.
And they running their SAP systems on AWS. That's a space where they really have to scale to meet that demand. And as someone who spent a big chunk of their career working with customers to share their success stories, I'm personally really excited about these kinds of sessions, right? We have customers like Samsung Electronics, Siemens, Caring, and actually that session is going to be in French, which I believe is the first for us. And Apollo Tire from major tire producer in India. They're really going to do some deep dives on how to integrate SAP with analytics and IoT services, including SAP BTP. AI, ML, there'll be some examples of utilizing the SDK for ABAP. I would say, personally for me, I love customer stories, hearing about what customers are doing and how other customers can kind of replicate that with their own systems. So those are really the ones to check out. Put those at the top of your list.
Right.
That's awesome.
And I see a bunch of topics there on RISE. So, I mean, we are all curious about, AWS, and I know customers get to select which hyperscalers they go for when they pick RISE for SAP. We had a bunch of series, 4 episodes, in fact, on RISE alone. And so knowing what you're getting into is very important, understanding the technology, because it's not all the same, right? And they think it's all the same, but it's not. The offerings are different, and they need to understand to leverage that type of offering and what the advantages are, benefits, and ROI on running something like SAP on AWS and leveraging that for RISE and connecting to BTP and all that. So I think I see several RISE sessions there.
So that's really going to give folks an opportunity to kind of learn why AWS is the place to run RISE with SAP, right? You talk through some of them. It's availability of SAP BTP. It's being able to connect with the 200 plus AWS native services. So attending those sessions, finding out, why industry leaders, you see that one, are choosing AWS for RISE with SAP, the other RISE sessions that are going on. I think that is one of the key themes for us this year.
Okay. Yeah, I still see some exciting topics. We actually had an episode. It's not out yet, but we did have a cloud storage episode that will be soon to be out. And I see the topic there about increasing database agility with Amazon FSx, which is actually the storage by NetApp on AWS. So that's quite exciting. I'm a database HANA guy, so I understand all the benefits of those. Right. So I think those for techie guys who like, well, all storage are the same. No, they're not the same. So you really should check out that session. I believe that's it's mind-blowing what you can do on cloud now with SAP and the whole approach to in-demand, on-demand, and the storage there is amazing. So I had the chance to talk to the NetApp SAP engineer for that. So that's a pretty interesting stuff. Now, other folks who are into AI ML, I think that's like the whole kind of Redshift and Bedrock and all that as well, right? There's a lot of that type topic floating around this year, particularly with the GenAI and general AI area. Yeah,
so you'll see us going into those types of topics, particularly related to how to incorporate Amazon Bedrock into your SAP processes when you're using the SDK for SAP ABAP. I think you'll really see some really impressive things there. And additionally, like I was saying, in addition to the customers that are going to be presenting there, our own AWS for SAP experts, so a lot of our solutions architects, partner solutions architects, they're going to be leading breakouts, they're going to be leading chalk talks that will go into depth and information around those topics, including like DevOps tools, Amazon Bedrock, and generative AI, giving you a really a better understanding of how you can take advantage of some of these newer solutions in your own systems. And something that's really important to our customers as well is making sure your systems on AWS are resilient, making sure they're sustainable, cost optimized, right? So you're going to see that throughout the sessions as well, and specific sessions that are calling that out.
Yeah, and I actually got a whiff of recent announcement on the whole the quick launch SAP that now is API enabled. So that's quite exciting too. I think we always like automation as part of this IT-Conductor's drive, but I think the general public's very interested on leveraging this kind of technology, but not always sitting at the console. So I think those web-enabled services that can spin up and bring down and stop systems and bring this into the full spectrum of automation is really important as well. And I think those are kind of some of my very exciting topics. And I see you just flashed up there. I also saw that the Gravitron now are approved for HANA Cloud, right? So I think those are some of the interesting announcements as well.
Yeah, that was a really big announcement. Working in partnership with SAP to have HANA Cloud running on Graviton. Folks may have seen some of the news that's come out about that, but a really a major accomplishment, and really points towards both SAP and AWS, seeing the importance of sustainability for customers. So just wanted to call out quickly here, you talked about some of the new things, Lynn, that we've announced recently. If you want to learn more about what's going on, what's new for AWS for SAP, we've got the QR code there, a quick list of some of the infrastructure, some of the innovation, if you're looking at migration and management, some of the things we're doing in those areas. But that'll take you right to all the things that are new with AWS for SAP.
Oh, that's great. That's great. But the other thing I was looking at also is particularly, these huge 24 terabyte systems. That's just mind-boggling. I'm sure there's going to be some example of who's actually running into those large scale systems, right? I think that's kind of I can't even fathom that size of a system. So I'm very interested.
We have customers
who's running this stuff.
Yeah, we have customers who are running from some of our it's a journey for a lot of customers, right? They will start out with some smaller instances, but they have the ability to scale up. You'll see customers running 9 terabyte, 16 terabyte, all the way up to 24 terabyte. So it's the reason why we provide those types of instances and kind of break ground there is because the customer demand is there, right? We work backwards from customers in terms of what do you need to best run your SAP systems. If they come to us and say, like, this is what we need, that's what we're going to work towards.
Excellent. And I cannot finish the episode without plugging also that since we're going to be there as well, I wanted to call out that a lot of the SAP AWS leadership team were going to be there. So we're going to be part of this networking event, and it's on the 30th. So we sent out invitations already, but if you scan, in fact, we're going to be there with a high top table, and we're going to talk to both peers, SAP and AWS folks, as well as customers and partners. So actually, we have a little call to action as well there that folks are interested in a lot more content around SAP on AWS. You scan this, and we have a landing page that will be able to reach out to you, and whether you're interested in migrations or optimizing your workload on AWS, anything like that, we're certainly going to be able to either point you in the right direction or get you started pretty quickly, whether it's just kicking the tires, getting a demo, or doing a POC of sort. So we're excited to be there, and we're going to be, again, meeting all the partners. There's a whole bunch of partners there talking SAP along with AWS team. So it'll be very exciting. So we're very much looking forward to that. And I appreciate, Joe, joining us today
Definitely.
to highlight some of the upcomings. And for the folks who enjoy the Thanksgiving, have a safe one, and we'll look forward to seeing you either online or in event in person in Vegas. Until next time, thank you very much.
It was great being on, Lynn.
Thanks,
for being
Joe.
here.
All right.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
it's great to see you guys.